The sun is broken. The heart of Gov, the 4-in-1 saviour, staggers through the sky, drenching the starving lands in burning light or plunging them into frozen night. The deserts drown fertile lands in sand and dust. All of this is our punishment for failing the covenant with the 4-in-1, who saved us from the emergency nearly 300 years ago. When the sun stalls for minutes, hours, or days, some say that it is dying, and Gov with it. Rumours on the wind, swiftly stilled by the brutal efficiency of the church. Twice before, fiery blessings fell from the sun, destroying the lands and peoples below. Nothing grows where these splinters of a broken sun touch the earth. Nothing but knowledge of the lore lost in the emergency for those who can claim these relics. It has been 30 years since the last splinter fell within the church's domain. The sun grows less stable, and the earth sweats and shivers, but life continues to find a way. It is the year Emergency Plus 260. 4 youths, freshly out of general school and starting their apprenticeships, live together with their parent groups in a traditional quad. Their lives are like any others, hard but routine. There are no surprises in the church's domain. 3 days a week, they work the fields or the fungus caverns. 3 days a week, they learn their new trade. And 1 day a week, they go to the shrine in the center of town to receive Gov's blessing. Today is just another day. This meal is just another meal. And the sun outside of town is just in another stall. Soon it will move again, and time will resume, and life will continue its dreary crawl. Soon. Any minute now. It's dinner time, and as the 4 of you are eating, you look up at the sky where the sun has been stuck for the past several hours. It's hard to tell how many hours exactly, because time doesn't move when the sun doesn't. But any minute now, it's going to start moving again. Evening will come, and you'll go to bed and awake again in the morning to get back to your apprenticeships and learning how to be a proper adult. But until then, you may as well enjoy the meal. And the break. But speaking of breaks, it's just then that the sun makes a horrendous, wrenching sound that can be heard all across the land. A type of sound that's only been heard twice before in history. The sound is so loud that you can feel it in your bones. The quad shakes. Animals scream and try to hide. Birds flap away, some fall from the sky. The 4 of you see fire falling from the sun, crashing to the ground, not too far outside your village, completely devastating what was, until then, a hill. It's a splinter. And you know, if you manage to somehow get to it, oh, the places you could go. It would be worth a lot of money to the church, or to someone else if you so desired. But the question is it worth the risk? So here the 4 of you are, having dinner, and this historic event that none of you have witnessed before takes place, right in front of you. What are you going to do about it, if anything?
Did you all see that?
Oh my gosh, you're right.
When opportunity knocks.
Leave it for the church.
But a splinter? Outside our village?
When opportunity knocks, a goat follows, yeah?
Well, more like
in this case,
spot each other, but
3 goats. 4, if Doug would like to join.
Yeah, come along.
Wait a second, guys. Don't people get sick from splinters?
Yeah, so leave it to the church.
Or is that just a story the church tells us?
Who cares?
Now that you're
Is it-
making a decision, you start to see the town is locking down. The great walls that encircle your settlement are coming together, just as if there were an attack or some other type of horrifying event happening outside the city. Not like anything you've ever seen, but the gates, slowly, creakily, shaking off the rust of ages, start to slam shut. Your parents start to look out the windows, milling around, coming out. What's going on? Did you see that? What's happening? Is it a splinter? Oh my goodness, if it's like the last one. Oh, we should get the masks. Maybe we should get the masks. And they're being very busy. Some of them are coming over to check on you. Others are running for their caches inside their houses. The whole town is starting to wake up to what's just happened outside.
Well, if we're gonna go, the sooner the better.
Dig starts slipping on his stilts and starting to prop himself up against a table so he can start walking.
I'm going to fetch my mask and a pair of gloves.
Yeah, someone grab me my mask.
Emran
Oh,
runs
okay.
over the homes and grabs everyone a mask.
Hector sees you doing this. He's like, "What are you doing, son? You should be getting inside. It's not safe out here."
Yes, but Keva says that one of the goats might be left outside the gates.
With the guards? Oh. Well, you stay here. I'll go and alert them. And he heads for the gate of the quad, leaving you behind.
Thank you, Father. And Emran looks down and around the door of his house, expecting to see Faria. And if not, he'll just sort of shake his head and then rush after the masks and everyone else's home.
About half your parents are here right now. The other half are working.
Got it. Okay. So I'll try to, if I can, I'd like to very carefully, not quickly, I'd like to quickly overcome being seen, if that's possible.
That would be more of a stealthy thing, a sneaky thing, if you want
Sneaky.
to not be seen. But right now people are distracted enough that it shouldn't be too hard to avoid being seen. So who are you trying to avoid being seen by? The other parents, or?
Yeah, definitely the other parents for right now.
Okay. Well, I would say that they're distracted enough that they're not going to notice, so you don't need to roll for that.
Okay. Well, then I'll snatch up the masks and run back over to the party.
All right. You've got masks.
Okay.
Can I try and flashily get to the highest point using my stilts as quickly as possible? So I suppose flashy, but...
All right. So let's see. You want to climb the walls of the quad, get up on the roof?
Yeah, that'd be good. Maybe do a backflip up on that.
Okay. So that's going to be... that's an average difficulty for you, because I'm sure you've done this before. So roll your flashy, and you want to get above a 1. All right,
3.
You do it. So tell us what it looks like.
Would you mind?
Oh, well, you said you wanted to do a backflip, so I'm going to say you've got your stilts on.
I see. I thought you meant what I see, but yeah. So I do a running jump, putting my stilts foot against a wall, and doing a backflip up onto the top of the roof.
Okay, you land well, and I assume that you do a little bow thing, and maybe the rest of you cheer. I don't know.
Of course.
Yay!
Emran does a golf clap.
Just a small golf clap from me as well. And I was going to say, while Emran goes upstairs to fetch the masks, is there a way I can get a better view of the gate from either a window or a door? The one they're closing right now?
Yeah, you'd have to get up to a window, but you could probably just go into your side of the quad.
Can I give him a hand up using my
There-
third stilt?
You want to bring her up to the roof?
Yeah, that'd be good.
We could totally do a human ladder.
How many of you want to get to the roof?
Emran is scared of heights.
All right, well, keeping in mind also that jumping up on the roof might draw the attention of the parents.
Well,
Dig wants to get caught.
Keva would probably just be helping. Like, she doesn't care about seeing it that much. So she could just be like one of the footholds or whatever for Maeve.
All right, so you want to help Maeve get up onto the roof, and Deg's also helping pull her up?
Yep.
Okay, well that's a, I think, well enough planned out thing. You don't need to overcome for that. That just happens. So Maeve, they pull you up onto the roof. You're up there. You and Deg can both see the town pretty well. There aren't many tall buildings other than the church itself. The shrine, rather. So you can see the gate. It's just about closed.
Upon seeing it almost like getting close to being shut, Emma just sort of shouts, a bit frustrated, not really making a word, gestures at the gate, and breaks into a sprint.
Okay.
Keva will follow.
Now the gate is, it's not close. The chances of you getting there by sprinting are low. You might need to find another way to get over those walls, or under them, or through them.
If only someone really tall with sort of height implements was around.
Well, he's already on the wall, though.
He's on the wall of your quad. The quad's not attached to the walls of the city.
Does the quad have horses, perhaps?
Can I go from roof to roof until I reach the wall?
You probably could. It might be dangerous. And how are you going to get the other three out with you?
I have 3 stilts, so would a roof be a stilt length apart from each other?
Oh, you'd probably have to do some jumping. And the quads are a little bit outside of the town proper. So essentially you're in the... Think of the town as a series of concentric circles. In the middle there's the shrine. It's the tallest point. And then moving out from there, you have the wealthy neighborhoods, the middle-class neighborhoods, the less wealthy neighborhoods, and then at the edges you have the quads. Because children aren't allowed to be running around in the town until they've, completed their apprenticeships.
Oh.
Well, actually, until they've started their apprenticeships, which is why, you have the freedom of the town now, but you're still not supposed to be out there after dark. Not that it's dark yet, but it's getting there. The sun's really moving now.
Does Hector or Faria have a mule or a horse?
There are no animals of that size in this world.
Oh, that's right.
There's you guys. You have a goat in your yard, and you have a dog.
Is it possible that someone could move like a barrel against one of the outer walls, and then we could climb up?
You might be able to reach it. You might need to...
I was going to say, while I'm up on the roof, I would like to carefully survey the commotion as best I can and see if I can maybe notice a gap or section where there aren't as many people running around the gate or wall.
Sounds like you're trying to create an advantage. So you're trying to find a place around the wall that's not as busy, or that's less peopled right now, yes? Is that what Maeve is trying to do?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. So to try and find a part of the gate that doesn't have anyone there, you're going to need to make a... Let's say you've got the height advantage. You know the town pretty well. Let's say that's an average check. So an average, create an advantage, and the advantage you're trying to create is a quiet spot by the wall.
Would that be the careful dice then?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So So let's see how that one goes. Okay. That didn't quite work out. You got a -1. You needed a +1. There are a couple ways you can deal with this. I'm sure maybe you remember them.
You know what? I think I'll go ahead and spend a fate point to try that one again.
Okay. So give it a shot. And subtract a fate point from your total.
Hey.
That's a much better result. So you find a quiet spot by the wall, and that's an advantage now that you can get 2 free invocations on. And it can be either you or an ally that uses that quiet spot by the wall advantage.
Do you want to both try and get over there, and I'll help you up over the wall?
I was going to say, I might give that invocation to Emran, since he's probably the strongest one out of all of us, to maybe see if he can quietly drag a barrel over or something.
Okay.
And then Deg or Maeve can help pull us 2 people on the ground up.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. If we do get to the wall and it closes before we're able to get through, then I'll definitely look for a crate or barrel or even a cart, and probably not a cart, but I'll push something against the wall to see if our bestilted friend can get us over it.
Okay. So you're trying to create an advantage as well. You want to find an empty cart.
Yes.
All right. And how are you looking for that?
I don't think I'm going to be quiet about it.
Okay. If you're not quiet about it, the guards on the wall might notice.
That's what fate points are for.
All right. So let's think about what approach you're going to use to try and find an empty cart. Are you just going to grab it from somebody walking by? Are you going to try and find one that's lying around?
I think I'll be careful. I'll carefully look for one that is unattended.
Okay. Now you can use a free invocation on that quiet spot thing, because that's around where you're looking. So that'll you can either, once it's done, add +2 or re-roll, depending on how it works. So to find an empty cart there, I would say that is an average check as well, because people are running around. They might be abandoning their carts, or there could be a broken one nearby.
Then here we go.
Okay, you did it. You don't even need to use an invocation on it. You find a broken cart. I'm going to say, because you just got a regular success, the cart it's a little busted. It doesn't look like the sturdiest cart, so it might be difficult to get it over to the wall. You might need to be a little forceful about it.
Then,
And someone can help you too. You can team up in this system.
Okay. Whoever would like to help me push it, I'm just going to... At this point, I've secured the cart. We're by the wall. If I fail with the forceful, I might just bust it, and the guards will definitely notice.
Yeah, it's possible.
So, just to get this straight, Keva and Emran are both still on the ground. So, Keva could totally be there like, oh, I'll help you, Emran.
Yep.
And I'm already trying to push it myself. Like, thank you. Okay.
No problem.
So how teamwork works here is you just add +1 to your roll.
Alrighty.
So you're doing a forceful overcome action here.
Alright, let's go. Forceful
Also,
overcome.
you need an average for this because it is broken and it is loud. Alright, you did it. So you're able to push the cart over towards the wall while the guards aren't looking, and now you've got a bit of a ramp there. Now, what are the rest of you going to do? Emran's been pulling his weight.
Since I've still got the high ground, cough Anakin, I would like to survey and see if there are any maybe animals still in a pen or strapped to something that I could release to kind of give us a bit of a distraction while we go over the wall.
Okay, so you want to create an advantage there as well. Okay, and you want to do that carefully or cleverly, was it?
I think cleverly, since this is probably more improvised than the previous surveying.
Okay. So to find and release some livestock, maybe open up a chicken coop or something, without drawing attention to yourself, is going to need a good roll. That's a +3.
Hey.
And you got it. Okay. So what are the how does this work for you? What happens?
I'm going to notice a small pen of chickens that are obviously distraught by all the commotion. And while everyone is running around, I'm going to slip off the roof best I can and kind of slink by quietly and just unleash the fowl.
Okay. So the chickens are duly released and they start squawking out in the streets like, and people are turning towards them like, oh, what's going on? The chicken. Who let the chickens out? And they're like, oh, now we have to get these chickens. They're gonna get poop all over the streets. We gotta hurry up. And so people start turning to deal with the chickens.
I would also like to note that I make my escape doing the Zoidberg walk while mouthing whoop whoop whoop.
I would like to note that later, if we have a side quest where we get all the chickens and put them back in the pen, I will be, I don't know, excited.
Okay. Oh, right. 1, 2, 4 on them, and yeah.
Okay, so is it time to go over the wall? You've created 3 advantages here. So can I use that
as an invocation to add 2 and try and flashily run across the roofs without being seen?
Yeah, you can. If Maeve's okay with that, you can use that as a distraction to get over there.
Go for it.
Okay, so that's going to be a quick approach you're making, trying to get over there quickly, or is it going to be sneaky? Which way are you doing it? Oh, you've already done quick. So which one of these rolls am I looking at?
So second one, I did flashy first, which would have been a very good roll.
Okay, so
it is going across roofs.
You've added that +2 to it already, I see, or?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so in total you'll have a 3, which will be just enough to get you over there. And I'll remove that distracted people aspect. Alright, so you're all over by the wall now. And there's a cart leaned up against it. It looks like if you are able to, parkour it well enough, at least Deg will be able to get up there with his stilts. Do you have something you can use to help other people get up?
I can still stand on 2 stilts and use my third one as a sort of stick to help people pull them up. That would require a bit of force, I'd reckon.
Yeah, most likely. All right. So what order do you all want to get up on the wall?
If I can get on top, I'm strong enough to help hoist people over.
Okay. So Deg's probably going to have to get up there first.
Sure.
How are you going to do it? How are you going to get up there?
So if I'm on a roof, how high would the wall be from the next roof across?
It is higher, so it might be difficult. It would be easier for you to use the cart to get up than it would be to jump from a rooftop to the wall.
Ah, cool. That's cool. I'll do a running jump off that onto the wall, try and get up using stilts.
Okay.
I'm perfect.
So flashy, I'd say. Would that be?
You could be flashy, but
I don't know.
People might notice. There are still guards patrolling up there. As they should,
because I'm doing a really cool move.
If you want the guards to notice, then you...
Oh, no.
Clever or careful might work.
Well, we've got
definitely going to have to be flashy, and I'm going to re-roll that with a fate point, I guess.
Okay, you can do that.
I like to imagine the Free Willy theme as he's jumping.
Same.
So you'll just need an average for this, which you got, okay. And you're able to get up onto the top of the wall. Now, you still have the empty cart and 2 invocations on a quiet spot by the wall. So that's 3 free invocations for the rest of you to help get up. Now, Emran, you wanted to get up next?
Yep.
Okay, so Deg is going to be helping you, I assume, so that's going to be a +1 to your roll.
Yep.
Okay.
But you don't have stilts. You're still going to have to jump for it. So to get up on the wall, you're going to have to make a good roll.
What are we talking here?
Well, how are you doing it?
Are there handholds, potentially?
No.
Oh, it's rather sheer. Okay. Just like I've seen the potentially like I've seen the militia training doing something vaguely Olympian, I'm just going to attempt to recreate exactly what Deg did, just without stilts, and hope for the best. But I'm going to
You'll never do that.
I'm going to rely on my my musculature rather than stilts.
So you're just going to try and jump really high and grab the stilt that he's offering.
Yes, that
All right,
is.
so yeah, that's a forceful approach.
Okay.
Give it a shot.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, will he stick the landing?
Yes, he does.
Okay, so you're able to leap up there. You grab the stilt, and are you just going to dangle there, or you want to climb the rest of the way up?
Please don't.
No, I'm not going to dangle and try and catch people. I'm going to climb the rest of the way up.
Okay. We'll say
I'll
that
then
you
hand you my stick, and you can, put it down further and pick people up.
now. Emran's a pretty big guy, right?
Yes, fairly large for his age.
He's the strongest boy in the village, I guess, right?
I sure am.
All right. Well, it's going to be a little difficult for Deg to pull you up because Deg is not very strong.
No, I'm not.
So, Deg, you're going to have to do a forceful action here to try and pull Emran back up. And it's going to take you... you're going to need to do a fair roll to pull him up without falling off or drawing too much attention or dropping him.
Is that good enough?
Is it 2 or more?
No!
It's not, but you do have those invocations. It's a quiet spot by the wall, so you can maybe take advantage of that and add a +2.
We'll do that. No guard saw because it was a quiet spot.
Okay.
I like to think that during this, Keva and Maeve are just sort of like, so, what's new with you?
We're pulling off Olympian-grade stunts over here.
With style.
All right, so Deg and Emran are now on top of the wall. That leaves Keva
Yay.
and Maeve.
I draw an 8 for them in the dirt.
An 8?
I'm scoring
Yeah,
their
'cause we
Olympic
stuck
tactics.
with-
Oh, okay.
Keva's got like an upside down 10 or something. Like, she's, very supportive, but I don't know. She's not exactly like knows how this grading thing goes.
Just very enthusiastic about it. Okay, so how are Keva and Maeve going to get up there?
I'll usher Keva to go next. I'll just kind of press myself against the wall and just keep an eye on the situation
Okay,
in case another opportunity to cause some mayhem presents itself.
sounds good.
I'd like to also point out that we probably have had Jolly the goat following us the whole time, just his head or her head going back and forth watching us and all that, and just hanging out. So anyway, Kevin will be like, okay, Jolly, whatever, you stay here. And then she'll climb up and I guess carefully jump and put her arms out to try to grab Emran and Deg's hands.
Yeah,
Okay.
Emran is going to, with permission, of course, Emran will take the third stilt and we'll have an easier time of lifting the rest of the folks.
Definitely. Yep.
Okay, so you're going to have to make a good roll for that. No, actually, you're jumping carefully, right?
Yes.
That's not how one normally jumps. So if you're going to try and do a careful jump, it's actually going to be more difficult for you. So you'll need to make a great roll.
Oh no. Should I do forceful then?
It's your call.
I guess I have to make my bed and lie with it. I guess I'll do forceful then. She's going to take like a little bit of a run and then leap up. Okay. So do I add anything or I'm just rolling?
You're just rolling forceful overcome right now, and then we'll decide if you want to add anything after. All right, you might want to add something to that. So you're leaping up, and you're having a bit of a difficult time reaching the bottom of those stilts. Like, they're not quite far enough down for you to reach with that jump. You could maybe...
Does she get +1 for me helping?
Well, I think right now, because she's jumping up, you've already got the stilts down there. So that's the help that you're providing. But there's only so far you can stretch, right?
True.
So you could maybe do something with the cart to give yourself extra height, or you could try and take advantage of this being a quiet spot in some way to help you get up there. There are still free invocations on those two aspects.
So she doesn't make it, and she kind of curses under her breath, like, Guff's thumbs. And then she kind of takes a step back and looks, and, kind of looks both ways, and is like, okay, well, I'm really going to give it another go, I guess, if I'm allowed to, or she's allowed to.
Essentially how this works is you say, I'm going to invoke this aspect, and then that just adds 2 to your roll, or you re-roll. I think adding 2 would be easiest here.
So she invokes just all the times she had to jump up and climb, thinking about jumping up and climbing up after the others because she's short and needs to get to a tall shelf.
Okay. And all right, so are you going to use the cart aspect or the quiet aspect? Or are you using one of your other aspects here?
Hold on 1 second, I'm trying to figure this out.
So the easiest way might be that because the cart is higher, you get +2 because that allowed your jump to be higher.
Yeah.
You could get to a higher spot on the cart, or you could take a broken part of the cart and add it to the top to give yourself extra height.
Yeah, she'll definitely just be like, oh, okay, so let me get this stool, or like move from the flat part to the step.
Okay, so you carry that up, and that gives you the extra height you need. You leap up, you grab those stilts, and now Deg and Emran, you have to pull her up. So that's going to be a forceful overcome, same as last time. You'll need a good roll for that. But I'm guessing Emran's going to take the lead on this, so you just take a +1 from Deg being there.
Perfecto.
No quips about my weight, please.
Wouldn't dare.
Emran buttons his lip.
It's not quite there. Did you add the +1?
Forcefully, you should have.
No, that would make it a 3.
Yeah. All right. So with Deg's help, you're able to pull Keva up. It's a little undignified, but you make it to the top of the wall with her.
Thank goodness that Maeve is the only one at the bottom.
Speaking of which,
I'm going to give the goat a small pet and say, "That'll do, goat. That'll do."
the goat looks up at you and bleats. It's pretty cute. Yeah, just like that.
Indeed, I bleed.
So how are you going to reach these stilts?
I think I'll just... I may repeat Keva's first attempt and just get a bit of a running start and just jump.
Okay. Well, let's give it a shot. That'll be a forceful overcome, and you need a good roll, a 3.
All right, here goes.
Oh, wow.
That's not quite what we needed. So that's a -2, which is somewhat lower than the +3 we needed. But there is that free invocation on the wall being quiet that you could use here somehow to re-roll, perhaps.
You stub your toe really forcefully, you cry out and everyone hears you.
I think I'll use my second fate point for that one.
Well, if there's a free invoke on the quiet spot aspect, so you don't have to spend a fate point on a free invocation.
Oh, okay. Then I'll go ahead and spend our last invocation then.
Okay. And how do you use that? How do you take advantage of the quietness of this area?
The same thing happens, but no one's around to hear it.
Maybe I'll take a quick double take and make sure that nobody's in the immediate area, and maybe try to stack another broken part of the wagon on top.
Okay. So there's still no one around for now, and you do that, and now you get to re-roll that forceful overcome.
Eat a stamina potion. Stamina potion.
All right. So it didn't quite work. We have a couple options here. You can accept the failure, which will have its own outcomes, of course. You can succeed at a serious cost, or you can invoke one of your own aspects.
I was going to ask, how would it work for me to invoke one of my aspects?
Well, you would spend a fate point, and you would tell me how one of your 3 aspects that you have here will help you get up this wall.
Okay, I'll go ahead and spend the fate point to invoke my "if you have the will, you make the way" aspect.
Good idea.
I will channel my inner Eren Yeager, because I must see what is beyond these walls.
Well said.
And
now,
I will just...
One of you on top of the wall. There are enough of you on top of the wall now that you could maybe help out in some way. Maybe one of you could hold the other's legs and then give him some extra length on the stilt that way, or...
Yes.
I'll turn to Deg and say, "Do you trust me to hold your legs?"
Not at all.
Perfect. We're gonna go ahead with this.
Neat.
And I grab your legs.
While
Okay.
I'm still in stilts, or am I...
Okay, so the 2 of you, you're trying to create an advantage for Maeve. So this is kind of a forceful action that you're doing, because you're trying to create a human chain there. So let's go ahead and give that a roll at a fair difficulty, because this is not the safest thing you've ever done.
Ooh. Is that Deg or myself?
Well, I would say Emran's the one doing the dangling here, so you should probably roll the forceful, create an advantage action here.
Okay.
While all this is happening, Keva's kind of just keeping an eye on where the splinter fell, just to make sure that nothing bad is happening. Or, just keeping an eye on it.
All right, so you've created an advantage, and I'll just call that human chain.
Hey.
Now, there's a free invocation on that for Maeve if she's having any difficulty making her roll this time.
Third time's the charm.
Here's hoping. All right. So are you going to use that free invocation to re-roll or to add? Well, you pretty much have to re-roll at this point.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and re-roll.
Wow. Oh no.
We leave you down the bottom of the wall.
Okay. It's been long enough now that, and it's no longer a quiet spot. People are starting to notice what's happening over here. So a couple of villagers turn and look towards the wall, and they see, hey, wait a minute, what's that girl doing? Who put that cart there? We're supposed to be locking the town down. What's going on? Keva, you can easily see where the splinter has landed. It looks like it's, maybe 6 or so kilometers out. That's where they used to call it. Old Round Top, a little local hill used to be. You've never been out there, of course, because you're not allowed out of the town, but...
Oh, so she never got to go sand sledding there?
No, not yet. But you can see where it is, and you can see nobody's going there, obviously, because that's protocol is keep the heck away from it. But there's, you can see little fires around the impact point. It doesn't seem as bad as what you read about and learned about in school, But it is, there did used to be a hill there, and there isn't anymore. Up on top of the wall, one of the guards that you can see off in the distance turns and starts walking towards where you are. You don't know if the guard's seen you yet, but their patrol is now bringing them towards you.
The first thing that pops into Keva's head is, okay, if he asks what we're doing, it's, we want to just watch it, You never get to see a shard fall from the sun before, so, we want to see the church come collect it.
So you're planning how you're going to lie to this guard. And what are the rest of you doing here? So you're still dangling Deg over the edge?
I sure am.
Okay.
Please pull me up.
So it's possible... It's possible that if you are really risky with what you do here, the three of you could work together to make a slightly longer human chain, which would make it so Maeve can get up without having to succeed at a jump that seems to be beyond what she can do right now. But it'll be very dangerous for all of you.
Impressive thing to see?
Oh, it'll be very impressive.
Oh, so impressive that someone might say it was flashy?
Part of it could be.
How obedient is
swing my
Jolly the
body
Goat?
against the wall. So, like a trapeze artist.
All right, so you're going to... What do the three of you want to do to help Maeve get up there?
But before we go for that, I want to ask, how obedient is Jolly the Goat?
Have you ever seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame? The Disney movie?
Yes.
That Jolly. That, pretty obedient.
So would my flashy add an advantage to any, sort of create an advantage by acting as a trapeze artist?
Yeah, all right. So you're gonna start swinging. There's still the issue of height, but maybe if you get Maeve to stand on top of the cart and you get Emran to sort of dip you down a little bit lower, maybe Keva can sit on his legs or something. That might give you the height that you need to grab Maeve and fish her up there.
Yeah, she could do that.
Perfect.
Okay. So we're going to add +1 to that roll from each of you that is helping, and that'll bring us up to a +4, which succeeds with style in this thing, meaning that we now have the situation aspect here We'll just call it human trapeze. And
wonderful.
Are you trying to grab Maeve, or is Maeve trying to jump to you at this point?
Let's grab Maeve.
Better off grab me.
Okay, so Dag, this is still a pretty. This is a quick thing that you're trying to do here. You're trying to grab her
Cool.
As you swing by, and she's going to jump. You're going to swing by and grab her at the top of your arc, as it were. So we're going to use that to make a overcome roll.
Ah, so good.
And this is a very difficult thing, so it's going to need to be superb. And oh, you made a roll. Okay, so you've got a 4. You need one more, so you might need to invoke
Would my
that aspect.
advantage from the flashy?
Oh, if you use your free invocation on that human trapeze aspect, then yeah, that would bring you up to a 6, and you'd succeed.
Cool. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
Perfect.
You swing down.
Now
Maeve leaps. You grab Maeve, and you all swing back up to the top of the wall. The guard's still coming, though.
Momentum.
So,
Yeah, I mean, you all kind of land in a pile at the top of the wall, but you're all up there now. You can see the guards coming. They'll be here in a minute.
Great work, everyone. Now, if we're going to go to the shard, we have to jump off the wall now.
Okay. Dag, we
I
should
can't
consider a
do
life in
lower.
the circus.
All right, so your plan is jump off the wall?
Could we prop one of the stilts against a wall and just kind of use it as a fireman pole?
You could try. It won't reach all the way down, but it might make things a little easier.
we'll do that then. Would that be what would that add to a roll?
Well, it's going to lower the difficulty of the roll here. It'll bring it down to, you'll need a fair overcome action of some sort to get yourself down to the ground.
Well, you know what mine's going to be. I'm going to swing down off my... Because it's got a seat on the top of the thing, I'm going to sit on that and ride it all the way down.
Okay. So... I might suggest that you want... Okay, well...
Oh, no. Whatever the failure is, I'm taking the failure.
Oh.
Okay. So you land on the ground, and it's not pretty. And
Damn right.
yeah, I mean, you get to the ground there, and you get hurt. So you're going to take 2 stress.
That's... I'll take it.
Dag, how many fingers am I holding up?
2, apparently. 2 stress.
You want to check off your 2 stress box on your character sheet there.
Done.
Okay. And the rest of you, how do you want to go about getting down there?
Dag, I don't think we're going to make it in the circus anymore.
I still might. They need a clown.
Go ahead.
Oh, in the circus? Can I be the lion tamer or goat tamer?
Aardvark.
I don't see why not. And then with chuckling heartily at the picture of Deg the Bestilted Clown, Emran just jumps off the wall like a madman, fully thinking it's a good idea.
All right, so it'll be
After just seeing what happened to me.
it'll be either a forceful or a quick overcome, depending on how you're planning to land. If you want to do a cool roll, that'll be quick. If you're going to just do a superhero landing, that'll be forceful.
No, I don't want to blow up my knees, but I'm definitely just going to hope that I land fine. I'm just going to be a superhuman.
Okay, give it a shot.
Let's go! Yeah!
All right, you do it. You land very nicely. The sort of the sand out there. Well, it's not sand out here yet. It's you're still in the tundra area, so the dust puffs up around you. It's very dramatic. It looks great.
Can you put my shoulder back in?
Oh, yeah, sure.
As this is going on, is there any way I can sort of command Jolly the goat to maybe intercept the incoming guards?
Well, Jolly's at the bottom of the wall, so I don't think she'd be able to get up to the top of the wall to intercept the guards.
Oh, the guards are on the wall.
Yeah.
Yes. Emran looks up. I'll catch you!
Please don't jump on me.
I think I'll try to get down carefully. Like maybe just hang off the ledge and then drop if I can't find any footholds.
Like climb down the stilt that you've hooked on there and then try to just as carefully as possible land?
Yes, even putting my gloves on to make sure I don't get splinters.
Okay, give it a shot. You'll need still a +2 there to succeed on your overcome roll.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't quite seem to have worked out for you there. Okay. Do you want to do anything about that, or do you want to just accept a consequence for it?
I think I'll just accept the consequence, just hug the pole and just slide down.
Okay. We're going to put a minor consequence on you. And we're going to say the minor consequence is that you have dislocated your shoulder.
Oh no.
Should have gone for careful then.
So under consequences, you click add, and it'll be mild, and you just type in dislocated shoulder.
Oh no!
And Emran just cringes with the audible separation of the shoulder.
Bit of a pop there, yeah.
Ugh.
So you land hard on your shoulder, you feel it separate. It hurts a lot.
I'll
do one of those like white noise screeches where no noise comes out.
So Maeve's not looking in good shape. Keva, you're still up there, and the guard is nearing. They may not have seen you yet, but they'll be here in about 30 seconds.
Okay, so Keva is a little bit panicked now because, you know, her girl just got hurt, and they're about to come down on her, so she's going to quickly jump and try to do like a roll into the dusty ground.
Okay. Emran, did you want to try and catch her? Or?
I would love to stop having my friends get hurt, so yes, I would love to try and catch her.
Okay, so add a 1 to your roll, because he'll be trying to help you out.
I think I got that.
All right. So with an extra 1 there, you're still 1 away from succeeding at that overcome action. You want to use a fate point, or do you want to take a consequence?
I guess a fate point, because I haven't used one this session yet.
Okay. You're going to re-roll, or if you just add 2, you succeed?
I'll just add 2.
All right. So you quickly leap off the wall. You fall down, and it's exhilarating. You know, the air rushing past, pulling your braid up behind you, and then you land on Emran. And he kind of half catches you. And you both fall over.
Oh gosh. You know, that would have been romantic if, you know, different circumstances.
I think you're sitting on my coins.
Sorry. And
he takes off a literal coin person.
She, like, rolls off and it is quickly brushing it off because, brushing herself off. Too dusty.
I'll draw a 7 in the ground with my shoe.
All right, the guard passes on the wall above, but fortunately that guard is looking inwards because they're trying to seal people into the city. And they weren't really expecting anyone to be, frankly, dumb enough to jump over the wall and run towards a Splinters impact site. But here we are.
I did it for the XP.
All right, good. You're over the wall. We're going to call that the end of a scene. So if you have any stress, you can clear that because you're probably going to take a minute to rest against the wall before you head out, right?
Oh.
That's my vote.
If you have a minor consequence, you can take an action to try and deal with it, or get someone else to help you with it.
Would I have the know-how to try and fashion a sling for my shoulder with my cloak or something?
Well, you're an apothecary's apprentice, right? So, yeah.
Just get Emran to bang it back in.
That'll be the one time that I crit fail.
You could combine both of those things, and that would, he could be helping you out, and you could be fashioning a sling to help your arm rest and recover.
Keva could give you some cheese.
I mean, it's just like repositioning a shoulder in real life. Like, I can pop it back in. It's still going to hurt.
Would I be able to coach him on how to pop it back in?
Properly? Because I don't know.
Let's do a little scene of that. How does that go?
I think I would just brace myself against a wall and I guess kind of just coach him to like how he should pop it back in.
So I twist it up and to the right?
Yes, I actually don't know.
Oh no, that's Emran asking.
We'll say that's what you have to do.
Okay.
Okay. So you need to hit an average on overcome action there.
Okay.
Hey, Maeve.
And this sounds like Maeve is being clever about it.
Would I roll the clever die then?
Yeah.
Hey, Maeve, bite onto this piece of cloth just in case, you scream.
Oh, wow.
With style.
Oh, my gosh.
Maeve has rolled a 7. Oh yeah, you succeed with style. Your shoulder feels just as good as new.
Nice.
Okay.
Is it broken? Did I break it? Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. Thank you. I'll give him a pat on the shoulder, and then just do one of those lame PE exercises where you extend your arm and move it in a circle.
Yeah. All right, and so you succeeded with style there, so you get a temporary boost. I'm going to say what happens here is that, like, the adrenaline has really given you a surge of energy here, so I was going to put a boost on yourself. That's a temporary aspect of energetic, a boost that you have. So you can invoke that in the next scene if you want.
Cool.
Okay. Would I be able to remove the mild consequence now?
Yes. And because you took a mild consequence in that scene, you get a fate point. Okay.
Right, we're recovering. The dice swords just had to put me through a bit of a trial.
And Dag, you cleared your stress track there?
Yep.
All right. So you've made it over the wall. You're taking a quick rest, patching up your scratches and your dents and bruises there. And as you look out across the steppe here, you can see there's smoke and stuff rising into the sky from where that hill used to be. You look to your left, you look to your right, and far, far down to the right on the wall, you see some other people. You're not alone out here. Someone else, presumably, has made it over the wall. Maybe they have the same intentions as you, maybe they don't. And you can't tell who it is from this far away, but it could be a race at this point.
Stranger danger.
I don't expect they have the banner of Gov.
You probably don't want to be flying a banner anyway.
That's
I
true.
invoke my herd-like mentality, or my easily led, and I go over as happy as I can, because being in a flock is really good.
You want to head over to the other group?
Yep. Before anyone else has even seen them, I'm heading off over in their direction.
All right. So you head off over there. You've just compelled one of your aspects against yourself, so at the end of this scene, you'll get a fate point for that. And, yeah. As you all look around, you're talking to each other, and suddenly you see Deg has set off towards these figures in the distance.
Can we invoke a bond now?
Well, we haven't set those up yet, but you can try and talk to him about it.
Hey, Deg, where are you going?
Oh, just those people over there. Just thought, it'd be better to have more people. It'd be safer. Right?
Are other people, and she's just kind of like, guys, do you see the other people over there?
Yeah, they are there.
Definitely there.
I would like to.
I'm a lot taller, so I might be able to see further over the horizon, I guess.
Yeah, you can all see them.
And Emran does a double take at Keva. Oh, I think I know what you're getting at. Deg, you remember that time when you approached those men by the bar when we were walking through town after our masters let us out?
Yeah.
Remember how that went?
Oh, pretty well, Just had to kick someone with my stilts. Yeah, it was all right.
You remember what happened to me?
Well, yeah, but getting roughed up. That's what we do for each other. Oh, yeah, we're a flock.
I personally would not like to be beaten again.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
Yeah, but do you want to? Maybe they've got some stuff to protect us from the splinter.
Or maybe they're excommunicated?
Let's be honest, this could end in death.
Yeah, and I was the one saying not to go at all.
Emran goes a bit pale.
In the spirit of Dale Gribble, I would like to fill my 2 pockets with sand in case a situation arises.
Sure.
Pockets.
You got sand in your pocket. Okay, so Deg, are you convinced by this argument, or do you still want to go over there?
Oh, I'd definitely still go over there. There's a lot more to gain from having friends than lose.
Okay, so Deg is still heading over there. The others of you, maybe you're trying to convince him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you trying to convince him? Let's see. So you're using facts and stories here, rather than trying to be charismatic about it. So we're going to do an opposed roll here. We're going to do a little contest. So Deg, you have the desire to go over there, right? So your goal is to go over there and introduce yourself.
Yep.
Okay. You're not trying to sneak. You're just heading right over there.
Yep, completely in the open.
Okay. And the rest of you're either going to need to roll a clever or flashy overcome action. And Deg, you're going to have to do the same to resist the power of their logic or charisma.
So clever or flashy?
Whichever. If you're trying to ignore their advice by being like, I don't need to listen to them, I'm too cool, then it would be flashy. If it's, I don't need to listen to them because I know I'm right, clever. Then it's clever. And for, okay, so you've rolled a 0.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
Get
Maeve to roll.
Yeah, who's trying to convince? Is it...
I think Keva is going to, because she's the team parent.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you're being clever about this?
Yeah.
Okay, so give it an overcome roll with your clever approach. You've also rolled a 0.
Oh no.
So far you've tied, unless one or the other of you wants to use a fate point.
Seeing as you said you're a team parent, that would give +2, I would say, as a invoke on your aspect.
Yeah, it is one of my aspects.
Okay, you're going to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you use a fate point and you invoke your team parent. What does that sound like?
Dig, if you go over there, I'm just not going to be happy with you.
Oh, no.
No, not the disappointment.
It's the worst. I sheepishly fall back into line.
Or goatishly, huh?
Nah.
All right, so you're not going to go over and see what those people are up to. They may or may not have noticed you. You don't know. But we're going to... that's basically the end of that scene. So if you received a fate point during this one, you can add it to your total. And we're just going to take a quick break here. Thank you for joining us for the very first session of Splinters of a Broken Sun, an actual play podcast. We are using Fate Accelerated Edition, a game by Clark Valentine, Leonard Balsera, Fred Hicks, Mike Olson, and Amanda Valentine, based upon Fate by Rob Donahue and Fred Hicks. We hope you'll subscribe to us and leave us a review on iTunes if you enjoy what you hear. This episode has been remastered and the ending fixed to a higher quality. It would be great if you could subscribe to us and leave us a review on iTunes if you enjoy what you hear. Kevacharma is played by Keekers. You can find her on Twitter at @BeASpaceCat. Emran Pak is played by Michael Blood. You can find him on Twitter at GoodSirBlood. Dag Danchobaset is played by Whiskey Whiskers, and Maeve Sentis is played by OG Brown Sugar. You can't find her on social media because, frankly, Twitter doesn't deserve her. I'm your Master of Ceremonies, Matt. You can find me on Twitter at YCaliber. Follow our show at Broken Sun RPG, and read up on the lore of the land at splintersofabrokensun.tumblr.com. Until the next time, all the best.